Well, in a landmark move, Biofuel Global Alliance, that's the alliance which has been formed. It has 19 countries and many more organizations involved. And essentially, what does it mean? It means a coming together of international organizations, 19 of those countries, of course, including India, because the lead has been taken by India to form up a formidable alliance of biofuel. Remember, one of the biggest concerns, especially in the backdrop of what happened in Russia and Ukraine, was an oil crisis, also an energy crisis. The Prime Minister has been very much strongly feeling about the entire climate change issue. He feels that fuel should be eco-friendly. There should be something called green fuel and increasing use of biofuel. On one hand, there are concerns raised that countries like Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, who make extensive use of fossil fuel, whose economy depends on that, they are the ones who are resisting this alliance, but ultimately they ended up becoming a signatory of it. Biofuel Global Alliance essentially means increasing use of an alternative energy source, which is going to be biofuel, which is considered, of course, to be eco-friendly, to be considered to be green, and therefore it could help, one, in dealing with this entire idea of climate change, that's one, and second, the rising energy needs of the developing countries, those countries which have an aspiration to develop further to extensive use of energy resources, but perhaps don't have the wherewithal to use it in terms of fossil fuel, who want to also cut down on their import bills. Biofuel is going to provide that alternative. What we have been told by way of our sources is that over the last couple of months, extensive back-channel talks have been going on, and in those back-channel talks, this has been one of the success stories. It is a dream project, dream bill of the Prime Minister, and therefore comes as no surprise is the Biofuel Global Alliance has now seen that formulation. So what is going to happen is that as a result of this alliance, all the signatories of it, that's the 19 countries, are going to work together to try and ensure that, one, the carbon footprints come down, and second, eco-friendly alternatives, fuel alternatives are going to be looked at. That's going to be one big step which is being taken as a result of this alliance. The lead, of course, having been taken by India. Now, this also helps in another case. Remember, India is wanting to champion itself as someone who's going to fight for the cause of either the developing countries or the backward countries. In this case, India has been pitching for alternative fuel options for that matter, and therefore India takes a lead on this as far as the superpower concept is concerned. So that has been one of the biggest achievements of the day-long meeting which took place at the Bharat Mandapam right behind me, and this can actually be a revolutionary step, and therefore India takes credit that this is how we can bring down the carbon footprints. In fact, if you take a close look at the New Delhi declaration, a lot of focus has been given on trying to reduce the carbon emissions of carbon footprints. In fact, one of the main things that it spoke about is to apply excessive taxation on those products or on those countries who use the carbon footprints so as to bring down the levels of pollution. In that sense, this Biofuel Alliance is going to be a formidable one and also showcase India's giant step forward in trying to make it a cleaner, greener world.